We say triggered, and what are we talking about? Let's get on the same page, okay? Trigger is when you do something to me and it provokes me to do something where I might be overreacting a little bit, right? I might have like triggered something a little bit. My parents used to drive in this car and I would sit in the back seat, and my mom would so graciously help my dad drive. I guess he needed the assistance of his co-pilot to know when to exit the freeway. And she would say, this is your exit, this is your exit. And they would get in these big fights, right? Do you guys know this scenario? Have you guys seen this? Have you observed this about those pagans out in the world and the way they drive? Not us. We're gracious drivers. But those other ones. And I saw some of the biggest fights, between my parents. And I'm like, shoot, man. Like my dad would get upset. I don't know how he ever learned to drive without my mom. I think he should have been grateful. But when we first got married, my wife and I were driving on the freeway, and she's like, this is your exit, this is your exit. Get over, get over, get over. And I was like, back off, woman. I flip out on her. I'm just like, I know how to drive. And like I had this overreaction, like she triggered something. Come on, say trigger. And it was like, and she's like, whoa, 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 And so she started doing this thing when we would drive where she wouldn't tell me to get over the lanes. She would just start tapping on the window. She's like, this is a true story. This is so embarrassing. And I'm like, thank you. Yes, thank you. Because when you tell me how to drive, it triggers me. So thank you for just this new thing that you have to do to adjust your life around the things that are triggering and provoking me. You guys see where I'm going with this? Hey, we turn the person next to you and say, it may not be my fault, but it's still my responsibility. Listen, I don't know why you act the way that you do, and the people that you love don't know why the way you act. Would it be okay to say, just for a minute, would you just try this on for a second? Would it be okay to say that triggers are just simply indicators of places in our life where we still need healing? Is that okay to say? I don't want my wife to have to adjust to all these things. I don't want her to have to on the window. Like, she should be able to say, your exit's coming up, In fact, I would like to live in a world where my wife can just say, dude, there you go again. You're missing the exit. And I not overreact to that, because there's actually a grace. Come on, say grace. To where I'm not only not triggered by things, I have grace to give when somebody steps on my rights or when somebody provokes me. Don't you want to be the kind of person that when somebody provokes you, you're not even worried about standing up for your rights? It's more your nature to be kind, to be gentle, to actually lay down your life for your rights. Like, I want to have room in my relationship when other people are acting out of character. I go, you know what? You're probably having a bad day. Don't worry about it. We got room for that because God's forgiven me of so much. Who am I to bite your head off right now? Don't you want to be gracious with people? I don't want my wife to have to worry about the things that are going to provoke me. My triggers are not her responsibility. She doesn't need to do gymnastics all around my triggers so that she doesn't have to deal with me being harsh and angry. Don't you want to be the kind of person who's set free from that? You see, when you are healed, I think it's fair to say the trigger goes away.